We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
You are listening to The Underground Marketing Conspiracy, a secret ritual where entrepreneurs acquire highly classified and confidential business knowledge that the top 1% of income earners don't want you to know. And now, your host, Maddie Milligan.
What is going on, my fellow conspirator and conspirators? Welcome to another episode of The Underground Marketing Conspiracy. Woo! Let's talk about TikTok. And for those of you who are not familiar with this app, it's been around for a few years. I remember I first heard about this in 2016 when it was formerly called Musical.ly. And it's an app that allows you to upload and share very short 15-second videos, and you can add music in the background, and it has some cool editing and effects that you can have as well, which I can see why the younger generation really enjoys using this app. And to be honest, as someone in their 30s, when I first saw this app and I first saw everything, I thought it was utterly ridiculous, and I felt super weird because it was all younger people on there, and they didn't have any of the classic awesome music that I personally have listened to throughout my life. They had all of this new pop music that I'm just not a fan of because I like 90s hip-hop, underground hip-hop, lots of classic rock like the Beatles, Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, all the classic music, I guess, from the older generation. One funny thing about music, and I was talking about this with someone the other day who was a huge fan of Genesis, for example, and it was me, this gentleman who was probably in his 50s, and then a couple of guys in their 20s, and he was asking them about a lot of Canadian bands, and they just didn't know who they were, and this guy was shocked, and he's like, and I'm like, yeah, it's like that with any generation, right? When someone likes music, they usually like the newer music as a teenager to get their parents upset, right? Because that's just the way teenagers are, and it's like that with any generation. And at this point, I see a lot of these new artists, and I'm not even sure who they are, and I'm not familiar with who they are. But I find this app TikTok very interesting because there's over 500,000 people that use it every single day now in the world. The vast majority of them, keep in mind, it's 41% of them are between the ages of 16 and 24. And you as a business owner or maybe a brand manager and an entrepreneur, you might see TikTok and it's like, oh, I can't monetize because those kids don't have any money. Make no mistake, their parents are probably Generation Xers or baby boomers who have money. And do you think they're not going to give their kids stuff? When these kids go to their parents like, hey, can I buy this cool thing online? The parents are like, all right, here's the money. Here's my credit card. Go and purchase these things. This happens a lot too when people run Facebook ads, for example, and they have their target audience is people between 18 and 25. They're like, oh, it's just harder to get them to buy off of Facebook. And I'm like, these kids will find the resources to basically buy whatever they want. So I wouldn't necessarily worry too much about that. Now, I'm not going to claim I'm an expert on TikTok, and I've been really spending some time figuring out how it works. But all of those numbers that I've seen in terms of its growth have really caught my attention. And it's the most downloaded app right now in the Apple Store. So that's a really good stat for you as well. The gender divide, it's about half. So 56% are male, 44% are female. People are spending on average 52 minutes per day on the app. That's quite a lot of time. It's in 155 countries as well. 9 out of 10 TikTok users use the app multiple times daily, so 90% of them use it more than once, so they're logging in more than once per day. And it's something where they've added a lot of monetization recently with their advertising campaigns. So you can now run ads, and if you want to test links in your bio, and basically you can test them as well if you want to put e-commerce links to your Shopify store, your funnels, whatever that is. You can put those now into your videos. And this was only actually announced recently. But I have 3 case studies I think you'll find interesting as well. So, and I got these from Rachel Peterson, who's the queen of social media. So these are pretty legit. And number 1 is the song Old Town by Lil Nas X. I barely know who that is. I know Nas. I don't know Lil Nas X. This song went from barely heard to the number one most streamed single of all time, all because of TikTok challenge campaign. So in this case, he came out with this new song. People didn't know it. Then they created, I guess, a campaign and advertised the specific dance that they do. So they came up with a dance for that specific song, Old Town Road. And I guess it went viral, and all sorts of people started doing that dance and then sharing it, and then it went viral, and that song made that song very popular. Number 2, Chipotle sponsored a hashtag National Guac Day campaign on TikTok and increased guac/avocado sales by 68%. That one is a very, very crazy statistic. So I guess they polled all the Chipotles in the United States when they did this hashtag National Guac Day campaign, and that's just an upsell at Chipotle if you're not familiar with them. You go in, you order your burrito, they're pretty much all the same price, whether you're getting their beef, their chicken, their sofritas, their barbacoa, whatever you're getting there. All the stuff is the same, but at the end it's like, hey, do you want guacamole? And it costs you a couple bucks extra, and then they offer you, they're like, do you want drink? Do you want chips with that? So those are how their funnel works and how they really increase their average order value. But 68% for that one thing, and that increased it by 68%. So that's a really shocking statistic. Number 3, Calvin Klein ran a TikTok campaign. The result, within 24 hours, there was 10x the engagement of the entire Justin Bieber underwear campaign. So even by running that one campaign, Calvin Klein, by promoting that, had more engagement than their Justin Bieber campaign, right? So those are really 3 quick, surprising statistics about TikTok. Now, how can you use this? What I would recommend is going on TikTok, familiarizing yourself with some videos, right? Watching what other people are doing, and then creating content similar to what they're creating. This is where, I've talked about this before, every post and platform needs native content. So content that looks like it fits that platform, right? So on Twitter, for example, very short written posts. Those are basically what Twitter is. YouTube, you can put longer videos. Instagram, it's shorter videos and images as well. And on Facebook, it's kind of a mixture of multiple things. But with these TikTok videos, it's these quick 15-second videos. And in a lot of cases, you'll see one song where a lot of people are using that. So that's probably your chance to create a video using that same song, using similar hashtags that those people are doing, and creating something similar. There was this one thing that I saw, for example, where it's this very short song, and it basically just shows the different levels of things, right? Where it's like, oh, levels of hungry, and it's like, oh, kind of hungry, and then getting there, and then very hungry, and then it's extremely angry, right? In each case, the person's mood changes, and the benefit of TikTok is you can record it and then stop recording and then record something else. So you can take a different angle of something. And even some of the videos that I've seen have these millions and millions and millions of views for free. So the amount of reach you can have, and the amount of people that can see your stuff, even if it's not, you're not putting ad dollars into it, which seems like they're rolling that out more and more in the future. That's something where you need to think of yourself as building a brand again, right? So I would start creating your content as soon as possible, right? Start creating your content now, and that's going to help you out in the long term, right? That's really your long-term play to building your personal brand, because a lot of these people, sure, you might be like, oh, they're younger, they're not going to buy my stuff. Sure, they might not buy it now, but if you start creating content, and maybe in a couple of years when they do get a promotion at their job, maybe their business is going very well, maybe they have more money to spend on your products, then chances are they will buy from you. And again, that's why I would really start building value now. But those numbers are very shocking. My only concern with TikTok is that it's not an American-owned company. It's owned by China, and there is a little bit of beef right now between those two countries, unfortunately. But that's something where I can't really see like the App Store and Google Play just completely dropping this app, right? Based on the numbers that I've seen, it looks like it's going to be around for a little while, right? But there's all sorts of free views, free impressions you can get. It seems like it's a very untapped market as well, especially for people above the age of 24. Not many things are out there. I haven't seen many businesses on there yet, which is great, right? So this means that it's a wide open playing field for you as a business owner because there's not much competition on there, right? It's different from like Facebook, where everyone's doing Facebook ads, everyone's doing YouTube videos, right? Those platforms have basically become these red oceans. So TikTok, it seems like it is a blue ocean right now, where if you want to become viral and you really want to go into a place where not many other businesses and your competitors are actually spending their time to create content, then I would hop on there. The biggest thing is that a lot of corporations, because there's so many people and probably so much bureaucracy, and they need to test out a million things first, and they want to create the perfect post, they're probably not going to get on TikTok. And then in a couple years from now, you'll see them. I myself am kicking myself because I'm like, oh, I wish I had gotten to know this stuff a couple of years ago. But again, I was just being very stubborn, and that's my bad. And I'm hoping you don't do the same. So I would recommend, again, download the app if you haven't already, and just start looking at videos, seeing what sort of content is out there, and then start to just share your own stuff that's similar to what you're already seeing there, and you'll improve gradually, right? And again, all it takes is one awesome piece of content to be seen and reach as many people as possible. Hope you enjoyed today's video about TikTok and how you can use it for your business and to build your brand. If you did like this video, I would consider listening to some other episodes, and maybe even consider subscribing wherever you're listening to this on, whether it's Spotify or iTunes or Radio FM or radio.com. Wherever you are listening to this to, consider subscribing or consider sharing with someone who owns a business themselves. And as always, I am your good boy and your friend and the beast of Bay Street, Matty Milligan. I'll see you next time on another episode of The Underground Marketing Conspiracy. Ooh.